Jackson, when you went into the transfer portal, you had a lot of options. What was it about Auburn that made that the right decision?
Yeah, I think early on, the coaches were immediately texting me as soon as I entered the portal, or as soon as that day opened up for the transfer portal. They were the first ones that texted me, communicated to me. Almost all the offensive coaches texted me early on, and not only that, I think like a day later, I hopped on a Zoom call with them all, and they kind of laid out everything for me, showed me my fit in their offense, our offensive depth, depth in the team in general, not just offense. They really prided on their defense, and housed a bunch of young guys last year, and all those guys are coming back this year. And I think that, with the depth that we have and the coaches we have and the scheme, the offensive scheme that fits me so well, I thought it was a perfect fit for me.
Right side, second row, then pass it forward.
Hey, Jackson. Johnny Condon, ABC 3340 Sports up in Birmingham. Coach Freeze was up here earlier and said how he had everybody on the team take a personality test so that they could best be coached. I'm interested what it went into that, how you like to be coached, and do you think that's a beneficial thing for the guys on the team?
Yeah, he did have us take a personality test. I took mine on my official visit, like one random morning. And I don't know if he used that as like a weeding out tool for the transfer portal, but obviously there's something about it he liked. So, yeah, I mean, I do like it for coaching. He wants to see what personalities fit him and his coaching style. And, if that fit's not good, then, don't grab that guy out of the portal. So I completely understand him doing that.
Left side, third row.
Good morning, Jackson. AP Stedham, AP As We See It. Jackson, what did you learn from your experience at Oklahoma that you're bringing to Auburn, and what can you tell us about the receiving corps that you found on the Plains?
Yeah, last year was tough. Obviously, not ideal whatsoever, but I think perseverance was a big thing that I learned last year, and kind of fighting through the tough times. And we did play in some big games last year, and so now I fully understand what it's like playing a long SEC schedule against some good teams, and playing in those tough games where it's extremely close and you have to kind of grind it out. But I think last year taught me a lot. Being able to persevere and really sticking to those tough games. And coming to our receiving corps this year, obviously it's a bunch of studs out there. I'm not even going to name them because we have too many, but I'm super excited about this group, and I think they're going to produce a lot in the field this year.
Right side, front row.
Jackson, Ike Jones with the War Report. You say that this scheme was a good fit for you. This is your now fourth offensive scheme that you've had to deal with. Kind of what about this scheme is something that you feel like is a good fit, and what's been the most difficult adjustment in the transition to Auburn?
Yeah, the biggest thing Coach Freeze sold me on with the scheme was one, the RPO game, and two, the deep shots. And that's something that I've been doing a lot since high school, and even my first couple of years in college was huge in the RPOs and huge in the deep shots. Coach Freeze isn't scared to push the ball down the field, which I absolutely love. And I thought that with my experience running the RPO game, I think it meshed well with what Coach Freeze was wanting to do with his offense.
Back row in the middle, then pass it forward one.
Jackson, you were in the same sort of seat last year at Oklahoma. What do you think it is about your personality, and what did you accomplish there to be able to become a leader so quickly, and what have you now done, you think, at Auburn that made you a selection here? And then Freeze also mentioned you were one of the top vote getters, becoming a member of the Leadership Council at Auburn.
Honestly, I think it's just really experience. This is about to be my third year of college. I've played a full year. Played a full year of SEC ball, had it under my belt. I think the guys on the team respect that. But not only that, I feel like I came in and really wanted to establish myself early on, and made sure in the spring, everyone knew that I was going to take control of his team and lead them. I thought I did a pretty good job of that in the spring, and we initially had a leadership council when I got in the spring, and I wasn't on it. And I made sure that was one of my goals, was for the summer to be on that leadership council. So.
Fourth row, then pass it two to your left.
Nick Wiggins, Mobile, Alabama, WNSP. When Oklahoma became a part of the SEC, did you have a kind of welcome to the SEC moment where you thought, man, this league is different, like everyone says? And then I'll also ask, from that moment till now, what aspects of your game have improved the most?
We were playing, I remember walking out against South Carolina. I'm like, Like, God, dude, like their D line was unbelievable last year, and so I'm like, gosh, dude, like these dudes are their D line was absolutely huge. Like, you got freaking 6'6", looks like twins on the outside edges, and they hit hard that game, and they had a really good defense. I think that was probably the biggest welcome to the SEC moment.
Right side, third row.
Trevor Denton, Way 31. Just where's your confidence at right now compared to when you finished up at Oklahoma?
Yeah, my confidence is extremely high right now, and I credit that to my whole teammates, man. I think having their respect and their trust and going out and doing what we did in the spring, I feel like the offense had a really efficient spring, in which instilled a lot of confidence in me. But at the same time, like knowing that those guys have faith and trust in me to elect me for something like the Leadership Council, that gives me a lot of hope and a lot of confidence, and that these dudes really believe in me and really want me to lead them this year.
Fourth row.
Jackson, coming from Oklahoma to Auburn, which team and fan base is there more animosity towards, Texas or Alabama?
It's a great question. Honestly, OU Texas, there's a lot of hate, but I feel like the people here just cannot stand Alabama. Like, it's unbelievable. And OU Texas is very similar. Like, it's not far off. I feel like those two rivalries are probably the two best rivalries in college football. But I feel like if you mention Alabama here, somebody will kind of look at you funny. It's pretty funny. Like, we even have a rule in our facility, like you can't wear red in our facility at all. Right? If you do, you lose points, and you have to do up downs and stuff. So.
Right side, third row.
Julian Mitchell, WVTM 13 in Birmingham. My question for you, I wanted to ask, from a year ago to now, just how do you feel from a mental standpoint, and just how good has it been to be at Auburn and maybe have a fresh start here and do something special here at Auburn?
Yeah, it's been great. I think this offseason was good for me mentally, just kind of being in a new place and, like you said, getting a fresh start, being around new people, new coaches, new players, new scenery too, honestly. I think Auburn's beautiful. It's a great scenery. I think for me mentally, I need to be in a new spot, to be around some other people in order to thrive, and I feel like God put me in a great position that I'm in right now, and I'm super excited for the season.
Last two questions, here and then here.
Hey, Jackson. Lindsey Bonner, WAKA in Montgomery. Jordan Hare is known by many to be one of the best environments in college football. How excited are you to start playing there this fall?
Extremely excited. We did play there last year, and it was, as an opponent, it was unbelievably loud in that stadium. So the only thing I'm sad about is I won't be able to see the eagle fly pregame, but super excited about playing there.
Final question.
Jackson, you guys open with Baylor this season. Can you feel a difference, or you think you might be able to feel a difference, like preseason, through the summer and into fall camp, about just kind of the focus and the intensity when you're going to have to be sharp to beat a team like that in week one?
Yeah, I think, I don't think just because it's Baylor week one that we would prepare any different. But, obviously Baylor's a very good team, and it's going to be a great test for us. And, I think things are starting to ramp up now. We're starting to get into game planning and starting to get into film study and stuff like that. So it's definitely starting to ramp up, but we'll prepare the same every week like it's the hardest game on our schedule, and we just try to go 1-0 each week. But I am excited about playing in Texas on a Friday night, just like high school. So
next time you sit down for a meal, remember, thank a farmer.